Good morning, it's Cecilia with Part on Farms. Don't mind my hair, it's a disaster because it is really humid out and it gets these weird curly flyaway things and there's nothing I can do about it. So I just wanted to show you a quick garden tour. I know we missed last week. It's been really busy. Seth and I have been working hard out here. The girls have been doing a really great job helping, and I just want to kind of show off what we've been working on. One thing that's really exciting to me is that Seth has worked really hard on making this manifold here that will eventually allow me to have a hose and 4 separate zones of irrigation, and then another zone for our berry plants, which is really exciting. It's not done yet, but it is in process, and he just loves to help, so that's really cool. So as you can see, our broccoli plants are starting to look pretty big. No broccoli crowns forming yet, but overall it is looking pretty good. As you guys may remember, our neighbor gave us some lemon cucumber plants, and they're starting to get these orange flowers on them, which are really pretty, if you can see those. So hopefully we'll have some lemon cucumbers. I'm not sure what those are, but we're excited to try them. The story of the carrots. You guys, look at these big, what I believe are carrot plants. I really want to pull them to see, but I'm not going to because that's pretty much all I have out of a 45 feet of carrot rows is that. We have some pretty flowers, yellow marigolds, that I really like. Honestly, we just planted them because we got them from the neighbor, but I had actually slotted marigolds further, but didn't have time to start them as seedlings. You can see that we've been working hard on our tomato row. Marcy actually gave us these clips that are plastic and kind of clip on, so that's what we used to clip our tomatoes to our trellises. One of the problems that we've had is that our plants are just a little bit farther away from the trellises than I would like them to be, and I'll show you that on the double row I planted so we get a little farther. The onions were looking awesome. However, I have them all like tipping over now, if you guys can see that, which is really kind of a bummer. So we've just been picking the ones that are tipping over. I'm not sure if it's because we did the Ruth Stout method or what, or if I didn't plant them deep enough. But so those are starting to tip over, which is sort of sad. Seth and I worked on putting up the trellis last week that you saw between the 2 tomato rows, and the problem is that here's the base of my tomato plant is right here, but my trellis is way over here. So like this one, you can see we've bent it over and hooked it to the trellis here, and hopefully it'll be fine. Next year now we'll know to plant them a little bit closer, but it's just been a little bit of a learning curve. Our sweet potato row actually looks really good, so that's pretty exciting. We've done a lot of work with them, and as I said last week, our beets are non-existent. Here's our pumpkin plants that are starting to come up. They look pretty good. And this is that Amory, Wisconsin squash that I don't know what it is. We're pretty excited to see, but I think it looks pretty good. I don't know if any of you guys got hail this morning, but we have all these little cherry tomatoes that were on our plants that got knocked off by the hail, which is sort of a bummer. And I don't know what to do with all these little green cherry tomato plants, so for right now we're just leaving them for fertilizer. I had an okra plant. It's really sad and like tipping over, so we're kind of working on it, but we may not have okra this year. Here's our Pride of Wisconsin cantaloupe, which I'm pretty excited for. You can see, maybe you can see these very pretty flowers. For those of you that follow our Facebook feed, here's our purple teepee beans, and the flowers are starting to go away. I do have some that are just coming to bud because I planted them in 2 separate sessions, but I think they do look pretty good. Here's some more of that Amory, Wisconsin squash. And here you can see in this onion row, we're having the same problem with onions tipping over, so I'm just not sure what's going on. These are our dragon tongue beans, and these have these little flowers here that are really pretty. So hopefully we'll get some flowers or some beans from them. And then our buttercup squash are starting to get these ginormous flowers that honestly they're huge compared to the plant. So I'm sort of excited about that. We keep having to train those because they want to grow into my onions, which is kind of a bummer. Our spaghetti squash are just starting to get some flowers. Not quite open yet, but getting there. We've been harvesting a lot of radishes. Poor Seth is probably about sick of eating radishes. And we have a few more to go. We will probably reseed that for fall because hopefully by then he'll be not so sick of radishes. Here are some of our zucchini plants that, I mean, this one is just massive. And hopefully we will get some zucchini out of it. These are some more zucchini plants that are just in 4x4 beds. This bed here I just planted, honestly, because I just hadn't gotten to it. So that's what we have going on there. Some more squash. And then I am excited to show you guys. Seth worked really hard in the heat over 4th of July weekend to put up these beautiful trellises for me. And the intention is that our cucumber plants will then climb the trellis and then go up and over and hopefully be really pretty. We will see if that works, but we are working on it. So we have 3 put up right now. I'm sorry about the wind. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. We have 3 up right now, and hopefully we'll get a few more. Our pepper plants are really, I think, starting to look good, but no flowers yet. Hopefully soon. This little cherry tomato plant has been really prolific. We've been taking cherry tomatoes off that every day, so that's pretty exciting. These, once again, I feel like have just been green forever, and I really wish that they would turn red, but you can start to see them starting to get a little color on them. Here are our pole beans that are starting now to climb up our trellis. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm hoping, ooh, look at that little bug. Come here, you little bugger. Oh, it was a ladybug. Ladybugs are good in the garden. They eat aphids. So we will actually leave that ladybug be. So those are starting to look pretty good. Our peas have been, for the size of them, really prolific. We just harvested a bunch of these yesterday, and you can see that we missed some. When they get this big, what we do is we shuck them, and then we can just eat the little pea pod, and they're really good. Otherwise, if we pick them when they're smaller, they're great snap peas or like in stir fry or something like that. Here's our potato row. So you can start to see that we're getting some potatoes. The red potatoes have really done a lot better than the other potatoes. I'm not sure why. You can see they're starting to get these pretty flowers on them, which is kind of neat. I don't know why they're purple, but hey, we'll take it. And we did finally plant out our watermelon, but they're pretty sad little guys. They're real leggy and real sad. So hopefully nobody had real huge hopes of us getting watermelon out of this garden. The good news is we have real sandy soil, so pretty sure I can't overwater them, but I guess we'll see. So that's basically it, just for a quick garden tour. It's really starting to come around. We're really starting to get a lot of flowers on plants, and you're starting to be able to like clearly see where plants are and where plants aren't. Or maybe it's just me and I can see it. It does look like there's a lot of brown, but actually that's a good thing, because then we know that we're mulching properly and that we're only pulling from the soil on plants that are going to produce things for us, which is really exciting. We've been watering almost every day, and in the heat, some of our tomato plants, if you look at this one, we just got a ½ inch of rain today, and it's still almost a little droopy and whatnot. And I think it is a lot to do with the heat, but we'll see. Hopefully you can see, look at that beautiful Roma tomato. Hopefully as we keep watering and keep being consistent, they'll continue to bear fruit. And we have had some blossom drop on some of our tomato plants and some of our squash plants, but overall I think everything looks pretty good. So stay tuned for more. Hopefully we'll have more to show you guys. I appreciate everybody who comments and watches. And if you have any advice for us, please let me know, because obviously we have a lot to learn. Thanks, have a great day.